There is a mistake almost everyone makes every single day, multiple times a day, and it is destroying your skin's collagen far faster than aging alone ever would. And here is the unsettling part: most people have no idea they are doing it because it looks completely harmless. Sometimes it even looks like self-care. But underneath the surface, this habit triggers a quiet destructive process inside your skin that compounds year after year. And by the time you see it in the mirror, a significant portion of the damage is already done. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what this mistake is, why it is so damaging to your collagen, what is actually happening inside your skin when it occurs, and what you can start doing today to stop it. Stay with me until the end, because halfway through I am going to show you a detail almost nobody talks about, and it will completely change how you look at your own daily habits. Before I show you the mistake, you need to understand collagen itself. Collagen is the most abundant protein in the human body, and inside your skin it forms a structural network, almost like scaffolding that holds the tissue together and gives your face its firmness, elasticity, and natural volume. That network is built by cells called fibroblasts, which continuously manufacture new collagen and elastin fibers to replace older fibers as they wear down over time. The problem is that this balance between production and breakdown can be disrupted. And once breakdown starts outpacing production, your skin begins to lose support, fine lines appear, firmness decreases, and visible signs of aging show up well before genetics alone would explain them. And this is exactly where the mistake I want to show you comes in. The biggest mistake destroying your collagen is not a single isolated habit. It is repeated, unprotected sun exposure, even in situations that seem harmless, like driving with sunlight coming through the windshield, sitting near a window at work, walking outside on a cloudy day without sunscreen, or applying sunscreen inconsistently and never reapplying it. Ultraviolet radiation, particularly UVA, penetrates deep into the dermis, exactly where your fibroblasts live and where your entire collagen structure sits. And here is what the science actually shows: that repeated exposure activates a group of enzymes called matrix metalloproteinases, which function like molecular scissors. Your body designed these enzymes to handle normal tissue maintenance, trimming old damaged fibers to make room for new ones. The problem is that repeated sun exposure activates these enzymes in excess, and they start cutting through healthy collagen too, including fibers that were still functioning perfectly well. This happens silently, usually without pain, often without visible redness, which is exactly why most people never connect that quick drive with sunlight hitting their face, that walk without sunscreen, or those hours near a sunlit window, to the aging that shows up months or years later. Photoaging is cumulative, and unlike chronological aging, it is largely preventable. And here is a detail most people do not know. Dermatology research shows that up to 90% of visible skin aging is linked to cumulative sun exposure, not to chronological age itself, which means two people the same age can have visibly very different skin. And the main variable explaining that difference is usually their sun exposure history and whether or not they consistently protected their skin. But sun exposure does not work alone. There are other habits that accelerate collagen breakdown even further, and it is worth checking if any of these are part of your routine. The first is excess sugar and ultra-processed food intake. When you consume too much sugar, excess glucose in your bloodstream binds to collagen fibers in a process called glycation. That binding forms rigid, brittle structures called advanced glycation end products, which make collagen stiffer and less elastic, literally hardening the very network that is supposed to keep your skin firm. The second is sleep deprivation. Deep sleep is when your body produces most of its new collagen and carries out cellular repair in the skin. Consistently sleeping less than you need reduces your skin's ability to renew itself and allows accumulated damage to go unrepaired. The third is chronic stress. Elevated, prolonged cortisol levels are directly linked to reduced collagen production and to increased activity of the same matrix degrading enzymes triggered by sun exposure. And the fourth, probably the most well-known but still widely practiced, is smoking. Cigarette smoke reduces the oxygen available to fibroblasts, dramatically increases matrix metalloproteinase activity, and produces such a characteristic pattern of aging that many dermatologists can identify a smoker just by looking at skin texture and tone. Now that you understand the mechanism, let's move to what actually matters, because understanding the problem without knowing what to do about it changes nothing in your routine. The first and most important step is consistent daily use of broad-spectrum sunscreen, even on cloudy days, even indoors near windows, reapplied every 2 to 3 hours during direct prolonged exposure. This single habit alone accounts for most of the prevention of photoaging. The second step is reducing refined sugar and ultra-processed foods, prioritizing an antioxidant-rich diet that helps neutralize the free radicals generated by sun exposure and oxidative stress. The third step is consciously prioritizing sleep quality, since that is when your body carries out most of its collagen rebuilding. The fourth step, for anyone already noticing loss of firmness, fine lines, or dullness, is considering professional collagen stimulation protocols, such as collagen induction therapy, radiofrequency, or other biostimulation technologies, always guided by a qualified professional to help safely reactivate natural collagen production in a controlled way. And here is an important point for anyone already seeing signs of sagging, fine lines, or loss of radiance. Partially reversing accumulated damage is possible, especially when care begins before the picture becomes more advanced. The earlier you understand this mechanism and adjust your routine, the greater your margin for protection and recovery. If you want a deeper understanding of how to build a complete protection and collagen stimulation protocol, combining daily habits with evidence-based aesthetic procedures, I put together an ebook on integrative aesthetic protocols that covers exactly this in a practical and applicable way. The link is in the description and pinned in the comments. To recap what we covered today, collagen is the structure that holds your skin's firmness together. The biggest mistake destroying that structure is repeated, unprotected sun exposure, which activates enzymes responsible for breaking down healthy collagen. That process is made worse by excess sugar, sleep deprivation, chronic stress, and smoking. And the good news is that most of this damage is preventable with simple, consistent habits, and partially reversible with the right protocol. If this video helped you understand what's happening with your skin, drop a like, subscribe to Aesthetic Simplified, and let me know in the comments which habit you're changing starting today. And if you want to keep learning the real science behind skin aging, the next video in this series will show you exactly how to tell if your collagen is already declining and what to do at each stage. See you there.